big time fan of the show for many years. Took us a while to get her on, but she's here. That's what most important. The one, the only. I call her the GOAT. You call her the Swiss Army knife.
Oh, I like
Swiss Army knife.
Miss Cassidy Hubbarth from ESPN is in the building. Cassidy, how you doing? Good morning.
Oh man, I'm great. I'm with you guys, and the NBA's around the corner. I mean, this is what a time! What a time to be alive and to be with both of you guys.
That's right. We are 1 month away from NBA kicking off. We know media days coming up. We got the training camp beginning. NFL has begun. Are you into the NFL season? Do you have a team you're rooting for?
I used to be a huge Bears fan.
Used to be. Wow.
Yeah, but like I just don't really watch. I mean, Sunday I'm kind of just with my daughter. My husband gets to sit on the couch and watches the Commanders, and my daughter has to be a Commanders fan because of that. So poor girl.
What's her?
Poor girl.
Do you have a dog in the fight, Dennis, in the NFL? Or are you just more like a regular fan?
No, I love watching the NFL as a whole, like a soap opera. All my children, One Life to Live General Hospital. I enjoy the injuries. I enjoy the
injuries. Wow, that's crazy.
Not the folks that get injured, but in terms of the overall, like what happens, how the team actually solves the problem of their best player getting injured, how long that player takes. So, for example, Pacheco, I believe his name is, for Kansas City, he just broke his leg.
Oh, wow.
So, and he was, he's there, one of their cogs. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do in between time till he gets back. So, yeah. So the overall NFL soap opera, I pay attention.
No, I mean, I appreciate the drama, the stage, the bright lights of the NFL. I mean, it is king. We're sitting here, 3 hoop heads. Okay. Obviously we have our favorite sport, but the NFL is undoubtedly king. Undoubtedly. And it's like there is a lot of drama, but I think it's like more of a team sport, like more of a team sport than the NBA is.
Yeah.
So I think there's like an old fandom still there, whereas in the NBA, I feel like fandom is just so spread across the league. It's now based on players, whereas like the NFL, you still have these ties, especially like us older people, growing up, there's like a tie to a team, and I think that I think that carries over to kids as well. Like they are loyal to a team, which I think NBA kids are more loyal to players. So I think there's something to that. Like also, even though the NFL is now on like every single day, as opposed to, just Sunday where it was appointment viewing, including on Christmas. Like really, you couldn't give us a Wednesday Christmas?
I was just going to get to that. Like NFL, you're king. I get it, but you're doing a little too much.
Doing a little too much.
Let us have Christmas. Because you know what? Give you Thanksgiving.
Because it's just like, are you thinking about the health and safety of your players playing on Wednesday? You ready putting them on Thursday? But that's a different conversation for another day. And that's just the petty. That's just the petty in me being like, this is our day, Christmas. You have every other day.
NBA would give you Thanksgiving, you rock out. Now it's Christmas was our 5-game schedule, and now you want to plug in the Chiefs and the this and that. Like I know what you're doing, but you're doing. We love you, NFL, but you're doing a little too much right now. You're doing too much.
Like,
listen, we got people that need to get paid. We have folks, grandchildren, great grandchildren that need to be paid. Therefore, we need all the advertising dollars that we can gather.
The NFL
and muster.
Is a business.
Period. That's all.
Period. So is the NBA, but like it just
different kind of moves with the players, right?
Exactly.
And flex. You don't think Roger Goodell's like, okay, you're cute, but I'm all watch me get 24 million viewers here.
Roger saw our schedule. Like, oh, you got your little Spurs and your little Nuggets and Suns. You know what? Boom.
Spurs and Knicks. Yeah, right.
Boom. Baltimore. Exactly. Boom.
Wait,
Rodgers.
Are you happy about it being Spurs Knicks on Christmas?
Randy,
do you think that that's a? No. What do you think of the Christmas Day matchups? There always seem, look, like opening weekend is probably opening week. You get a lot more like relevant storylines because people don't want to wait until Christmas Day. But there's something about Christmas like you want like I'm confused. None of them really have like a significant tie to each other.
Yeah, because back in my day, it used to be where you get the NBA Finals rematch. You don't even have that. You got Boston and Philly this year. It was, you don't get Dallas and Boston. You mentioned San Antonio, New York. You got Minnesota, Dallas, LA Warriors, which they love that matchup, and you get Denver and Phoenix. But it's like, again, I know we're talking in September, and maybe by the time you might have some different storylines going on, but it's like right now, it's like it's okay. Like San Antonio, New York, I thought it would have been like a Boston, New York, or like a Philadelphia, or something like that. Indiana,
Boston,
Miami.
New York would have been great. And I know the Knicks always open the day, but I would have liked it to be like the 5:00 game.
Exactly.
I mean, I think just the Warriors and Lakers always get the, prime time spot because they're like automatic ratings.
Yeah.
Like it's them and then a big drop off to everybody else. But I don't know. I'm a little perplexed by the matchups, but what do I know? I'm not in those meetings.
Well, listen, I was a fly on the wall, and basically what they were saying, Adam Silver, shout out to my man, 50 grand. Adam Silver basically was like, hey, we got Wemby.
No, I know.
They want to.
No, exactly. Yeah, there's interest.
They want to see that tall
Wemby and MSG. That's it.
MSG. We want to play someone because literally, I think still the Knicks are being disrespected as a team still. So they're just like, yeah, put them against the Knicks. New York will love them instead of actually going with the Philly Knicks, Boston Knicks. It's literally right there for the taking.
Yeah.
But that's okay because I'm sure they're going to have some of those games and they're going to realize, they messed up completely during the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like, hey, he's up next, and it's a good way to kind of have his star shine a little brighter in the first game of the Christmas Day slate. But the disrespect for the Knicks, I mean, you guys got a lot of hype heading into this season.
I mean, listen, I
know I'm talking to some Knicks fans, so
that's right. The guy in the far right or left, I don't know about that guy, but me,
Denny, who do you like?
Oh boy,
why don't I know?
I like Randall. I like Jalen Brunson. I like LeBron James.
So you were exactly who I was talking about. You're a fan of players.
You're a fan,
which is fine.
I'm a fan. Yeah, I'm a fan of the NBA. Randy J. Cruz wants to throw me under the bus because I became a Nets fan when they were fully loaded front to back with Harden, Kyrie, and KD.
Okay,
they all left, and no, they all left. I jumped ship with them they left. I jumped ship with them as a smart individual would do because the Nets fans right now are going to have them a season. Let's just push that aside. Having stated that, I think the NBA is a lot more. Having stated that, Cooper flag. Yes. Having stated that, the NBA is way more fun if you don't actually lean on a team, i.e. the Knicks, i.e. Randy, who has been my friend for over 20-something years. And just the last 3 years, he's been happy.
Yeah.
Last 3 years. The previous years, your man walked around like Eeyore, grabbing his towel, grabbing his little blankie all over the place, talking about, I don't know if I want to, I don't know, Dennis. Denny, maybe I should switch teams.
But I tell you now, I ain't jump off no ship like you did. You jump off the ship and still in the water looking for a life raft. Yo, I'm trying to find a team or something. You got no team.
Don't save me. No, don't save me. I'm drowning. It's all right. Don't save me. I'm drowning. It's all right.
However you enjoy the league, it's fine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, but like if you had to choose between the Suns, the Clippers, and the Mavericks, because where all those your favorite Nets went. Who are you rooting for?
Oh, well, I love watching the Mavericks play. I love watching the Mavericks play.
I really do.
I love watching the Mavericks play in terms of obviously Luka and Kyrie. They just added Clay. So it's going to be a lot of swinging the ball, a lot of breakdowns, a lot of kick passes, a lot of threes being going up, a lot of ISO with Kyrie. So out of those, I'm a Kevin Durant fan. I am.
Yep.
I just don't like him in Phoenix. That's just me. That's just me. I don't like him in Phoenix.
I don't know if he likes
unless
we'll see.
Number one, I don't think the whole world likes him in Phoenix more. Number two, if, and I mean this very this big if Devin Booker comes back, the same Devin Booker that was playing in the USA games, maybe Phoenix has something to say. But I don't know if that's going to be the same Devin Booker coming back. Is all. We're going to see.
We'll see.
It's a long season.
We'll see if Bud can get him to say, I'll do it. Just like he did Team USA.
That's right, new coach. That's right.
Oh, Bud's down there. Shout out to Coach Bud.
Right.
I'm happy he's down there. Yeah, I'm happy he's down there after Milwaukee. So maybe he'll spin up some things. But
he has to. It's like that's it's now or
that's
never.
his job. That's his job.
So
yes.
I wanna circle back to New York real quick, right?
Yeah.
So I like how the NBA. I know what they're doing. They want to do Knicks at Boston opening night. We got to watch the whole ring ceremony, the banner going up in Boston, rivalries galore. But it's fine. Like, do that because that's going to motivate us. Because the last couple of years on this show and many programs have been like, can the Knicks go far? Are they a competent franchise? What are they going to do? Brunson, you got him. And he's like, is he going to be an A player? Is Randall the guy? And you add the Mikal Bridges. You keep OG Anunoby. You get the Dante, to Josh Hart. You go to Game 7 last year at the Garden. You go to a Game 6 prior semis against Miami. So you're right at the door. And even guy like Big Perk, who's a big ambassador of the Knicks, is saying Knicks are going to have the best record not only in the East but also in the entire NBA.
He said entire NBA.
He said the entire NBA. So I'm thinking like, okay, is that possible? Sure, but they got to remain healthy because that was the Achilles heel last year because everybody was like, they're like 5-6 players out the lineup and you're getting scraps to play. And they got to a Game 7. How that happened, I have no idea. But now you go into this year, you see what Boston did. You see what Philly did, putting Paul George on the roster and some other key components. They're revamping all these rosters. So Cassidy, the question is, are the Knicks still being disrespected to a degree, or, which I don't think so, how far can this team go? I'm thinking conference finals / dare I say, NBA finals.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that that's a surprising take. I mean, it's hard to bet against how loaded the roster is for the Knicks. I mean, they're loaded, and their depth actually matches Boston, but the thing is what gives Boston the edge is that they're the defending champions and they barely changed. They're pretty much still set. And so that's why they're the favorites to repeat. And we'll see how that team chemistry, evolves. That's like, it's been 6 seasons since the NBA had like a repeat finals winner. So, we haven't seen it in a while because the talent is so high in the NBA. But we'll see how personally Jason Tatum takes what happened in Team USA, and Jaylen Brown. I loved Joe Mazzulla as a sicko, but like I in spending so much time with Joe Mazzulla, I appreciate him so much. I think he's the type of guy that those two superstars like need, because he really, he kind of like spits the fire into them. And he's, gets them kind of focused on just playing the right way. I voted, and Randy, you may not like this because I didn't have Brunson in my top 5 MVP. I actually had Tatum because being around Tatum, he made a lot of necessary changes to his game.
Sacrifices
to help his teammates flourish. And as the leader of that team, to me, like how you decipher MVP is different for everybody. But for me, understanding the workings of that locker room and them being the best team all year, start to finish, they really can't argue with that. And I think he had a huge part to of all of that success. And I think people hold it against him because he wasn't, putting up huge numbers like, as if he was going ISO left and right. It was noticeable the sacrifices he made. And to me, I valued that. But that is not in any way. I wish I could have had Brunson in there as well. It's just some of the numbers of the guys ahead of him were hard to argue with. So, yeah, do I feel like the Knicks are disrespectful? No, I think they have a lot of pressure on them heading into the season. I think they were the most exciting team in the playoffs, hands down. There was no other team that I think people enjoyed watching in the playoffs more than them. Other than the fan bases that they were playing.
Right. And I say that because, I think it's a very unfamiliar territory because we're talking about the Knicks in the conference finals, NBA finals for the first time in about 25 years. Like, we're having those convos where before it was like, oh, draft pick and this and that. They're going to win 20 games and they're going to find a new coach. And now the last couple of years, fans and some media are still weren't acclimated to thinking, oh, this is a really good team. Mm-hmm. They're getting good players and they're a smart franchise. And now when you see what they did, you see, like I mentioned, with what Philly did, getting Paul George and Eric Gordon and Caleb Barton, they're adding on top of that. Milwaukee is still the same, kind of stagnant. I don't think that they added anybody.
Oh no, they're a huge storyline to me.
Yeah,
the Bucks are a huge storyline. Now, granted, Giannis and Dame were both hurt. It would have been a completely different playoffs if they weren't, hurt in that Pacers series, you know? And then they came out, it would have been a completely different playoffs in my mind. So injuries happen. But I worry because the East is so top heavy, how Giannis, his temperament, how he's going to feel, I thought when Doc joined, like, there's just been so much turmoil, over the last year. And then also like the salt in the wounds, kind of seeing Drew Holiday win a title with Boston. And, Dame had like a lot going on with him last year. He admitted that, being in Milwaukee was tough for him personally. And yeah, I think like that trade before the season, and, Chris Middleton being out, like those three guys, they didn't, like, how many games did they have together? 8 or 9? I'm not even sure. And then
not a lot.
Then, like there was just the coaching situation altogether was odd. And I think, like having a full training camp with Giannis and Dame, because Giannis wanted Dame. Giannis wanted Dame. So if they can find their chemistry together and Chris Middleton can remain healthy, but like he's not young, but there's a lot of pressure on them to perform this year. Or we may be seeing Giannis,
before Denny goes. I know I saw the pad out. He got more questions for you, but as of right now, if you say everybody's fully healthy, clean slate, Milwaukee's back, and respect to Indiana, they made the conference finals, so I'll put them in the mix. Miami's also a tough out. But seeing the landscape of the East, who is the biggest threat to Boston in getting back to the conference finals or even the NBA finals?
At this point, at a month away from the season starting, I would not be surprised if Celtics, Knicks, Sixers, I have pause on. Celtics, Knicks, Bucks are in the finals. The 76ers, though, it's all on Joel. It's all on Joel. Like Joel, 7-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, league MVP, 2-time scoring leader, but he is yet to pass the second round of the playoffs. Like, that's the story. And then you have, when he is healthy, to me, he is the most dominant player in the league. And there's no argument that he's a top 5 player in the world when healthy.
Cassidy, he was getting 35 and whatever on one leg against us. And
correct. Correct. But he's never cracked the 70-game mark. It's just unfortunate because like you want his body to hold up. Yeah. I think what makes him so dominant is because of his skill level with his body. And it's just, fortunate that it always comes at like the most important time. Exactly. But it's also been like a journey for him because obviously he wanted that MVP. And at times he, like sacrificed his body in order to get it. I think now he's like come to grips, like, I don't need the MVP anymore. I just need to be healthy. But a lot falls on him. And so I like that big three. Tyrese Maxey, like, I think he's going to, like, every single year he's improved. And what a likable guy. I mean, I know it probably like puts a sour taste in your mouth to like anything Philadelphia, Randy, but like, Tyrese Maxey is fantastic. He's fantastic and such a great ambassador for the league. And Paul George, what an interesting career Paul George has had. When you ask people, young players around the league, like whose game they want to model themselves, like he is a very common answer.
He's their GOAT.
Yeah, he's a very common answer. Denny, you want to say what you?
Boy.
So I guess I just say this is that everyone sees so much potential in Paul George, and that's why he is still considered a star in this league. And playoff P, has it in him, but just hasn't had him in a while. So if anyone needs playoff P, it's Joel Embiid. Denny, now you can go.
I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. I'm going to explode. Cassie's playing with my emotions. I can't take it anymore. No, it's too much. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it. I'm going to explode. Listen, I have a lot. You said a lot.
I said a lot.
You said a lot. I wrote some things. No. I wrote some things down. I wrote it down. Okay, number one. If the Knicks do not make the Eastern Conference Finals, there's something wrong with them.
Okay,
that's just number one.
Fair.
That's number one. The Knicks,
and the same can be said about the Celtics.
100%. They have to make the Eastern Conference Finals. That's number one. Okay, let's move that aside.
Philadelphia.
No. I'm gonna get to them in a second. Hold on.
There's just
no.
question marks around Joel Embiid's health.
Thank you. I'm gonna get to I have it written down. The Sixers were fourth. Let me get to I already went to the Knicks. That's one. That's number two. Holiday. Yeah, you mentioned in the Bucks Holiday. I told Randy J. Cruz that was a bad move letting Holiday go because he was providing way more than they actually realized. He leaves and wins a chip. God bless you, whoever's in Milwaukee. God bless you for that bad move. I didn't think it was a great. I mean,
No, they traded him to Portland. Now,
Right. But the trade in general, right? I didn't want him traded. Period.
Right.
Like you're going crazy. Like,
remember him? His wife put out that whole
damn near crying. Yes. Damn near crying. All right, so that's Holiday. Dame. Shout out to Dame. He was going through a lot, divorce, everything. So maybe this season, when he comes back fully healthy, whole summer, it's going to be a different situation, obviously, with Giannis, right? So that's
real.
The Bucks.
Can we just identify that, these are humans? And I spoke with Dame a lot. Like, he wasn't trying to excuse it. He is this, the thing about Dame is he is one of the most real people. That is when any description about Damian Lillard, it starts with that dude is real. And sometimes when you're that real, you can have the weight on your shoulders. And anytime 100%. I was around him, I felt that weight.
100%.
And
100%. Last and certainly not least. Whew, sweet baby Jesus. You just mentioned, Randy, the Sixers and championship in the same breath. And the reason why it took me, if I had pearls to clutch, I would clutch them right now. Okay? You have Paul George, who went from being a number one to a number two to now a number three, coming to the Sixers. And the expectation is what? Where is he going to lift them? That's number one. Now, you mentioned the word you used was Cassidy. You mentioned Joel Embiid, and you said it's all on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's all on him, right? Because he can't do it by himself on one leg. I expected you to take the summer off, Joel. You didn't, which pissed me off. Okay, you're already playing on one knee. You're out in USA. I know you wanted to get that medal. God bless you. But you needed to take a year off with that bum knee, number one. Number two, Tyrese Maxey is the only guy that's going to really be the guy in Philly that's going to be 100%. That's going to play every single game. Mm-hmm. He's going to play every single game, I think, minus the injury. So where do I see, finally landing the plane, where do I see the Sixers? Man, maybe fifth? Fourth? Huh?
Okay.
You got the Knicks, you got the Bucks, you got Knicks, Bucks, what I missed?
Celtics.
Celtics. Yeah.
3. 4th, 5th. Possibly. Okay.
Okay.
We're expecting.
And then even the Pacers, they could be a very good, regular
around there. Yeah, around there. But again, that I'm gonna land the plane on that. And then finally, I just want to say this: quiet is kept.
Quiet is kept.
Quiet is kept.
Oh, no,
the Orlando Magic. Watch out.
What Paolo Banchero is. So I have been on the sidelines for 10 seasons now. My first time ever in Orlando was during the playoffs last year. That, low key, is one of the best environments in the NBA. Like, those Magic fans do an amazing job. And Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero, they can play. So they're going to...
It seems like Cassidy's saying, Denny, you're a genius. You're right.
I'm acknowledging that they're not an easy out for anyone. For anyone. Paolo Banchero is like, he's here. He's here.
Second, I call him, Randy will agree.
Yep.
Oh, well, maybe, I think I mentioned it before. I call him the second coming of Melo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Look at Melo's
skill set. By the way, though, he's much big. Paolo Banchero feels much more substantial.
He looks 6'8", 6'9". He's stocky.
He's substantial.
Yeah.
Yes. So I just see him jab step, mid-range, 3-point line, handle. He showed everything last year in the playoffs, and they're getting better. Yeah. So be afraid, East. Be very afraid.
I think what Cassidy is saying is NBA, send me to Orlando more often.
You know what? Because I hit up Disney World with Ryan Ruocco and Richard Jefferson. We dragged Richard Jefferson there, but he had the time of his life. He had never been. So I send me back because I love Disney World. I'm going again.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But Dennis was very high on Banchero last season, Melo 2.0, and just to circle back, I think the reason why
you guys just completely, poo-pooed the Pacers. You were just like, yeah, them.
No. I said before. I said the Pacers. As far as
I'll poop on the Pacers. Let Randy handle it. I'll poop on the Pacers. Yeah, Randy, go ahead.
When I said who's a potential of stopping Boston, I said it was to be Knicks. I said Milwaukee when healthy. I said Pacers made the Eastern Conference Finals, so we can't leave them out the conversation. I thought Dennis was going to say Miami just now because Miami's always that team.
Miami's a mess.
It just like they always.
Miami's in turmoil.
Miami's a mess.
Miami's in turmoil, so I remove them completely.
Fine by me. I'm just saying that. When you get Spoelstra and you get Jimmy healthy and Bam and Hero, they always find these other guys that step up big time. And it's like, yo.
Yeah, I mean, if Jimmy would have been healthy in the playoffs, obviously you still, you live and you learn. You can't, rule them out. But I just don't understand why there's all this talk around, trade talks around Jimmy. Isn't he? I thought that was the perfect marriage. So that's why I say it's a mess right now because it just feels very unsettled there. But that is in no reporting of my own. It's just he's in his last season of his contract and he has that player option. And we know that Jimmy's mercurial. So to say the least. Yeah. And sometimes that the Miami Heat way can eat at you.
But
don't get it twisted. I love Indiana, guys. I love Indiana.
I like Indiana. I did not like them when they beat my team.
Not for championship aspirations. No.
Them keeping Siakam.
In fairness, you'll like this. They didn't really beat your team.
Right. Thank you.
That's 1,000% facts. Our team fully loaded. It would have been New York and Boston in conference finals.
Don't come for me, Pacers fans, but it is what it is.
But them getting Siakam and them keeping Siakam was big for them.
Siakam's great.
No, he baller. Great. Good story too. Great story with Siakam. Great story.
Great story.
Yeah. I liked Orlando. They got the Pope, right, from Denver. So they're adding some veteran play to their roster.
What was that move? By the way, we've been very East heavy now. So we just went through a lot that the East seems like it's not just top heavy. There's some contenders that can make some noise. But if we go to the West, that's where everyone's saying that the West is deep. What happened? How do we feel about Denver's offseason? How do you how do you let KCP
Well,
go?
you mentioned
You had to pay Jamal, but eek, that is a tough contract.
I'm looking at this roster.
Mm-hmm.
Braun, Aaron Gordon, obviously. You got Joker still there, DeAndre Jordan, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. Now, they just paid Dario Saric, and then they just added Westbrook, correct?
Yeah.
Am I bugging? Yeah, Westbrook right there. So I look at Michael Porter Jr. Who can look at, well, I was going to say since the bubble, but I'll give him a reprieve. I would say, the last couple of years, minus the championship run, he's been, it's been a little bit unhealthy, to say the least. And last playoffs, after he downed AD with a jump shot, in the playoffs, he was never the same. It looked like he got run down. Looked like he wasn't. So when you mentioned Denver, I'm like, other than Joker being there, and Jamal playing for another contract, it's going to be interesting. Michael Porter Jr.
relying a lot on the young guys, and Michael Malone typically doesn't like relying on young guys.
Michael Porter Jr. making that money too.
Yeah,
guys, I have a problem with guys making money that only have, like, how do I explain this? Michael Porter Jr. is a shooter.
Yeah,
but he's not the best shooter in the league, right? See, Michael Porter Jr. can barely dribble, get by people. He doesn't post. He doesn't rebound enough for me. And defensively, is he the guy that's going to shut people down?
I know, but just like any job, it's sometimes right place, right time when it comes to
the market's great. The market was great for him. The market was great for him, but I look back and I'm looking at that roster and I'm looking at Joker and I'm asking Joker, okay, once you get the ball in your hands and you look around, other than Aaron and then, Jamal being hurt, how's it going to move? You mentioned the West. There's too much going on in the West in terms of not even basketball.
There's a lot going on. It's a lot going on.
Oh, it's not even basketball. Come on, but let's start with basketball. Because the Thunder are exciting. The Timberwolves, like Ant is there, ready to take the league if he wants it. I don't know what to make of the Grizzlies and John Morant's comeback, but he's going to have a lot to play for. The Kings, they should be good. I mean, the Suns, the Clippers in their new stadium, the Pelicans, I don't know what's going on with them either.
Again, you mentioned the Pelicans. I'm sitting back. I'm like, oh, Zion's in shape this year?
Who says?
Who the fuck?
He lost mad weight. He lost
mad weight. It looked like he lost like 30.
We do this every time. Every year.
Exactly. That's my point. Right? So you got that. You got Brandon Ingram saying things on his Instagram like he may not even want to be there, right? So technically all you have is who do you have?
The Nuggets? In New Orleans, CJ.
New Orleans. You just got CJ and you just got Alvarado and you just got added Murray, DeJounte.
Yes, DeJounte Murray, yeah.
We just added DeJounte. So you would think on paper, they're going to do some work. But I'm just like, And then you look at Golden State, and I'm just like,
well, they got Kyle Anderson.
I don't know how true this is. I don't know.
Steph, though, if the Warriors want to do anything, it's got to be about Steph. And we already saw Steph is one of the most electrifying players ever to play the game. He captivated a whole Olympics because he's Steph Curry. So I'm not saying they're winning a title. I'm not saying that they're even making it out of the first round. I'm just saying that don't count Steph Curry out to be Steph Curry.
I question the Golden State management decision when you have allegedly marketing sitting there and they don't trade for him because they didn't want to include the guard that's there. I forget his name, the new guard that they just got. Obviously I want to say your name, big girl, but yes.
They love them some Pajemski. I like that kid. I'm not going to lie.
I'm trying to figure out why you have a power forward, you have another power forward that you need, and you're keeping Draymond already. I'm trying to understand why you didn't want to give him up.
They like Pajemski, I'm telling you, though. They really do like that kid.
Andrew Wiggins has been MIA for about 2 years. You don't know what you're going to get with that. You don't know the backstory. You don't know what's going on, but you just know he's gone. So you got Steph. You say Steph is like, They didn't Steph he did cry for like the first couple of games last year because Draymond was doing Draymond. Like, I want help for Steph. Mm-hmm. I believe we don't want him to be mellow. We don't want like 4 or 5 years of his prime.
Said it himself. He said it himself when Clay left. Like, I had all these dreams that the three of us would, walk off into the sunset still playing together competitively. And they really haven't played competitively together for a while. And that's kind of, it's hard. It's hard to, like, they were the most dominant team of the last generation. And like, it's hard to beat that. It's hard to stay at the top.
Clay doesn't get injured, they're probably still there. Okay. Clay went, people don't understand. ACL, Achilles, no, ACL.
Exactly.
Like,
I know. Back to back.
One ACL could take you out for your career. Correct. Your man had 2 and an Achilles. And
I think that's why he took it so personally, because it was a hard fought battle to get back. And yes, of course, he hasn't been the same player, but and
then you mentioned, the old man, 55-year-old LeBron James.
Coming off. Well, all three of us are older than him.
You're supposed to keep riding the wave of the old man. You see, the beard looks like
that wave, so I'll take it.
The beard is gray and black, heavy. I say, 55-year-old LeBron James went over to France, Sacre Bleu. Went over to France, Sacre Bleu, bonjour. Went over there, took care of work with Steph, okay? Now he's coming back with AD, okay? Now, if I look at this roster, the Lakers roster, I love the pickup they got with the gentleman from Tennessee, Connect.
Yeah.
Connect, okay.
Connect,
yeah.
Dalton Connect. I love him.
Yeah, he's interesting.
I love him, okay? But again, Bronny James and LeBron James on the same team.
That's right.
Right. Look, I mean,
that's going to be a storyline in itself.
No, it's not a storyline. It's going to be a moment. It's a moment. Okay. It's a moment for one of the greatest players, if not the greatest player, to ever play the game. Mm-hmm. It's not going to. It's just going to be just a defining moment of the NBA season. And then from there, it's he's going to be the 55th pick, second round pick. Like, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be an awesome moment for father and son for one of the greatest players. And you can call it the Lakers just trying to keep their superstar happy. And I'm not trying to diss Bronny at all. And I think he knows that he has a lot of work to do to be a successful NBA player, but we're not going to see them dominating the two of them in a 2-man game throughout this season. He has a lot of healing to do too. I mean, he was everyone wants to look at his numbers at USC, but he was trying to get back into the flow of playing after being out after a cardiac arrest. These are all facts. So, if you want to call it a publicity stunt or just a desperate attempt to keep LeBron happy, it is what it is. I think it's going to be an awesome moment for the league, for LeBron specifically, and a fun celebration, and added to several celebrations for this player that I don't think we should ever take for granted. But I don't think it's going to be something. Yes, it's going to be fodder we can talk about if we see him have a big game in the G League, but I think he's not going to help the Lakers win a championship this year.
I love nepotism. I love it. I love nepotism. Anywhere I see nepotism, I'm like, oh, okay, this is good. All right, I can't wait for it to be my turn. Yeah, nepo. Yeah. Hey, man, you got to be across the board now. Who's the starting point guard for the Lakers?
Who is the starting point guard for the Lakers?
LA, Gabe Vincent,
D'Angelo Russell.
D'Lo. Yeah, D'Lo.
Yeah.
Again, the Lakers have some issues. So when you look at the West, I'm like, bro, I don't know.
No, they're not good enough.
I think I don't know. I don't want to say it's on purpose. I feel like the LeBron tenure with the Lakers, aside from the bubble chip, it just kind of feels like they try to get like 9 superstars, and they did not get anybody. And from that point on, it's like, does it come across like is it a wasted 4 or 5 year tenure for LeBron, where it just like they haven't been in it?
No, because he's still been playing out of his mind.
And he got one ring. And he got a ring.
I'm saying since the bubble, since that championship, since that, they traded.
Yeah, his averages.
The league is caught up. The league is not. He's 40. He's going to be 40 in December. Like
55. 55-year-old LeBron James. 55.
Or did they say, you know what, LeBron, we're not going to trade you these guys anymore. Like, you're not getting no more. You got AD, you rock out with him, and you're D-Lo, but I'm not going to send you Dame Lillard and Trae Young and all these guys for you to help you win. Like, I think that time is over. Like, you got to play with what you got.
They did try things. They had Russell Westbrook. They
tried to get DeMar DeRozan.
They did.
They tried to get DeMar DeRozan.
You were tried. DeRozan. They tried for Paul George. They tried for.
No, but
they tried for.
DeRozan wanted to come. DeRozan wanted to come. Something happened on the Lakers side that they dropped the ball on. They had everything situated per DeMar DeRozan. He was ready to come home.
That's your man.
And it didn't happen.
Pelinka's been doing some moves. I was like, you traded.
Okay.
DeMar DeRozan, by the way, on the Kings is interesting.
I was gonna ask you that. Like, you know what? I was gonna say your Chicago Bull team last year with the
we don't need to talk about the Bulls.
And hold on, with the Carusos and DeRozan.
And now Caruso's on the Thunder. That's another aspect of of OKC. Like,
yes, they got Caruso. They got my guy Hartenstein from the Knicks. So they got some nice pieces there.
Nice pieces.
But your Chicago Bulls, Cassidy, what are we doing? A, with Zach LaVine. B, how do you feel Caruso's going to add to OKC and DeRozan now going back to the West and helping out De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis in Sacramento?
Okay. OKC, I think they are super talented and going to take another leap.
Mm-hmm.
The Bulls, I don't know. I never know what they're doing.
I'll get to them in a second.
No, I won't even. Next. And then as far as DeRozan, DeRozan's a really good player. He just is. And he's incredible locker room guy. And so cool. The Kings had to do something, continue to compete in that West. So yeah, let's see what he can do with Sabonis and De'Aaron, and I guess that's a nice little trio.
Yeah.
But then there's Malik as well.
I look at the Chicago Bulls just like I look at Golden State, just how I look at these other teams that are just in disarray, where I look at it on paper and I'm asking myself, who made these decisions? First and foremost, Lonzo Ball. I don't know if he's going to have 2 healthy knees. Maybe not. Who knows? Maybe he'll come show up. Zach LaVine. Do we even know what injury he has?
I mean,
and it's been, I think, 3 years.
Yo, nobody wants him.
At least we see Ben double dutching.
Oh, Ben Simmons.
Boy, we see Ben Simmons double touching. Like, I'm a play.
That's why it's better to be lucky than good. I mean, like when the Bulls got their big 3, and made the moves for Vooch and DeMar, and then Lonzo came out and made him one of the best defenses in the league. Like they were humming for a bit, and then they all got hurt, and then it was like, okay, it wasn't sustainable, and so it is what it is.
Yeah, you got Zach LaVine sitting there, also along with these other talented. You got Chris Duarte.
I like
Josh
Kobe White.
Giddey.
I like Kobe.
Kobe.
I love Kobe.
And he's focused. Like, I talked to him a lot during the play-in tournament. He has a lot of
So other than Kobe and Nikola, my man Vucevic, other than that, you got a team full of players that Kenny Lofton Jr.'s over here too.
Well, Josh Giddey is on the team now.
That's right. Josh, Caruso trade.
And you know who I really like? Their rookie. Matas Buzelis. That guy has fire. He was talking so much smack during summer league, and he's he's nice. Look, he's a rookie, but
19, 6'9", 195.
he's
Matis Bazulis.
Yeah. Just look out for him next year because he's gonna have some highlights.
Look, Cassidy, I'm not even gonna hold you. This was like the first draft in a long time. I was like, oh, who's number 1? Who's number 2? Who's number 3? Like I didn't know. Like it wasn't that big with number 1 pick.
We got Atlanta got back-to-back French players. I think this in being around them during the draft and being around them during summer league, like I don't know if we're gonna have any superstars out in this draft, but I think you're gonna have some, good players that.
Well, you mentioned one earlier. Cooper Flag.
Just one.
Well, Cooper Flag's next.
Yeah.
Just one. Just one. I was watching Cooper Flag maybe 2 years ago on YouTube. I was like, oh, who's this guy? Okay, cool.
Oh, you're talking about the upcoming draft. I'm talking about the draft that just happened.
Oh, just happened. Okay, yeah. The upcoming draft, right. So the upcoming draft, Cooper Flag, I'm like, I love the name, very marketable. I love it. And then I said, hopefully this game matches his play. And then I saw video of him playing against the USA team.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Anthony Davis having a problem regarding this man.
He's two-way, too.
At 19.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I said, send him.
No, he's 17.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
I said 17. Send him to the league right now. Please.
Freshman
He's Kyrie Irving. He doesn't need the Duke. He's Kyrie. He doesn't need Duke. Send him to the league right now. He is ready. Anthony Davis was spinning. LeBron James is laughing.
He made a real impression. I mean, like this, we talk a lot about like generational talent, and
there you go.
Maybe it's too close to Wembanyama, but from
Mm-hmm.
what I'm understanding, he's there
now. So mind you, Tank Session 101. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's in the game podcast. Cassidy, Randy J. Cruz.
Who's tanking?
It's in the game. Say again.
Who's tanking?
That's the question.
Do they have like what? They have like.
Oh, they're not going to be able to get to number 1. No, right? Because if Cooper Flag's going to be the number 1 draft pick, and Denny Blanco's looking to the future. Utah, New Jersey Nets,
Brooklyn. Come on, Brooklyn's been in 12 years already. Brooklyn. It's Brooklyn, bro. No more.
Johnson Petrovic. Brooklyn. Johnson Petrovic. Derek Coleman. Brooklyn. Those are the two that I think. Chicago as well. Maybe. Again, Detroit, I'm looking at these
Detroit Pistons.
Detroit Pistons.
Detroit, but I think Cooper's going to be smart about this. I think he's going to pull Eli Manning. I think if it's Detroit, he's not going to Detroit.
Or Washington.
He's not going to Washington. No,
I think he's going to pull it. I'm looking at this Pistons roster.
Oh,
Tobias and Tim Hardaway Jr., by the way, are now Pistons. You guys remember that? Remember all that?
No,
right.
You don't remember that?
No, I just know about Tobias being in Philly and stealing $100 million, but that's just me. I was sitting back watching. I'm expecting Joel Embiid's on one leg
over me.
Listen,
oh boy.
Listen. Joel Embiid was on one leg, giving your man the Knicks team 30-some. He looking around like this.
Tobias put in a hard 7. I was like, thank you, Tobias Harris. Thank you for your contribution. I'll take that 7 because he wasn't doing nothing against my Knicks. I'm like, Tyrese Maxey making getting 50 out there, half.
Yes.
I'm actually really curious about the Sixers rookie, Jared McCain.
Okay.
The big personality guy.
Mm-hmm.
The one who has the like nail polish deal, but he's
Got
also like Duke. He's
okay. Yeah. The guard.
Yeah,
right.
He plays real hard.
Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Jared starts and they move Tyrese to the 2.
Oh,
I wouldn't be surprised. I think Tyrese playing.
Yeah.
Good.
No.
I think Tyrese is the one. Tyrese is the one right now. And then I don't know if they want to start Eric Gordon, but the starting 5 for me would be the rookie? What's his name? I forget. I just lost it. Jared McCain, Tyrese Maxey at the 2. You put Paul George at the 3. Then you put who I want the 4. Obviously, you got Joel at the 5. Who I want the 4?
Kayla Martin.
They got
Kayla Martin at the 4. Kayla Martin at the 4.
They picked up
and then
Howie off the bench.
Yeah, their bench isn't bad. You got Reggie Jackson off the bench. You got Eric Gordon off the bench.
Oh yeah,
Reggie
Jackson.
Drummond. You got Drummond.
Drummond. Their bench is okay. Kelly Oubre off the bench. Their bench is all right.
Kelly Oubre.
Kelly Oubre is over there. Sidebar. Salute to my man Gershon.
What's happening?
Yabusele.
Yeah. What about
For those who don't know who Gershon Yabusele is,
former Celtic.
Okay,
Randy, you don't know who he is, right?
Educate me.
If you watch Steph give you work in the last 2 minutes of that last game in France, there was a guy on the other team, not Wemby, giving the USA team work. He dunked on LeBron, leaned on him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh yes. Oh yes. Shout out to him. He's on the Sixers. Just got signed the contract, $2 million. Shout out to him. Yeah, he literally played himself into the NBA. Shoots the 3, can post. He's a 3-4 easily. Solid body, rebounds. He does a lot of things very, very well. So that's shout out to Joel. I think this team, as quiet as kept. I'm thinking about all your previous teams, Joel, my African brother. You, I think, have the best team right now ever that you've had in Philly, talent-wise. I think. I mean, if I'm sitting back thinking about the talent since Joel Embiid's been there, I'm asking myself, is this the best team he's had talent-wise? And I'm going to say yes, he has.
I mean, the only year that
Harden, and you think about where Harden was and where Ben Simmons was in their career, and you think about where Tyrese Maxey is in his career, and where Paul George, like I don't, that's how.
Yeah, I mean, even then, even with it's my man, $50 James Harden, aka
Jimmy
I
Butler.
was
okay. So, but the Jimmy Butler, JJ Redick,
Ben Simmons, healthy Ben Simmons,
All-Star, Bias getting, like that roster was talented too. That's why they were a shot away.
Yeah, I'm looking at that roster. And I'm asking, because they're all right. Yeah. You're right.
But then that's when Ben Simmons got scared of 6'9" Trae Young for the layup. And he passed it out.
WNBA.
No, wait. Hold on. We mentioned rookies, and nobody's mentioned him yet. I think, as far as the rookie goes, I think he's in a prime spot. I like Rob Dillingham on Minnesota.
Okay,
Kentucky.
I like Minnesota. I like
Minnesota in its entirety. I love the Ant-Man.
They play well. Defense, like. They seem to have figured out Rudy, in all kind
Gobert.
of just like
that's his favorite center, Gobert. Talk about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
But Cat his name is going to be brought up in a lot of trade talks, so that could also create
always yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that Minnesota Timberwolves team would have been so much better hypothetically. Let's just think about it like this. What if Rudy Gobert actually had some Draymond in him?
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, Gobert. Not Gobert, it's Gobert.
What if Rudy Gobert had Draymond, a little bit of Draymond in him? Yeah. Just a little bit. Okay? Mm-hmm. That Minnesota Timberwolves team would have
Well, what if Draymond had a little bit of Rudy Gobert in him?
Oh, no, he already does. Right? It's just a little bit. He already does. You got Rudy. I'm seeing video of Rudy practicing MMA, not free throws, not hook shots, not jump shots, fighting. Okay, it goes to show. Shout out. I'll land the plane here. Shout out to the Knicks for picking up Mr. Morris. Okay. Shout out to Mr. Morris.
This is how you know it's the off season, and everyone listening is just like, "Where? Oh, they're gonna get their fill on basketball talk because we were like squirrel.
Yeah,
Wait, what about this? What about this?
Yeah. On it, Marcus, the enforcer. You want to do something with the Knicks? Marcus, you want to do something, anything to Jalen? Marcus is going to come in and hurt you.
Exactly.
Okay, boom. You don't have that with Ant-Man. Okay, if Rudy had that with Ant-Man, okay. That team goes way farther than it needs to. Rudy, get you a little bit of Draymond this year.
Yeah, I mean, it happened. Yeah.
Anybody mess with Ant-Man, Cat, any of the guards?
They kind of had that in Nas Reed, right?
Nas.
No, not in Nas. No. Again, for you to be 7'7", 7'3", 7'2", the biggest guy on the court, and you can't put somebody in a chokehold?
No,
one time
they put him in a chokehold.
I didn't say
that. That's not who he is. He did spend that whole summer in he's trying to calm his mind. Okay,
Yeah.
Draymond.
He's not trying to. He's not trying to. Get all the texts that Draymond could set a record this season with texts, right? Most ever text in NBA history.
He's going to set it, number one. Number two, Dre, no, I want you to just literally not let your teammates get bullied. Okay. That's it. I don't need you to be Draymond. I'm saying that in jest. I'm being facetious. However, I want you to be a little bit more aggressive. Dennis Rodman wasn't trying to put you in a chokehold, but you weren't trying to clothesline Jordan or Pippen.
I just don't think that's I don't think he's the right person for that.
Okay,
your personnel. Maybe you do need to get someone else who could do that, I guess. But why does Anthony Edwards need someone to protect him?
Be the enforcer.
Because of this. That talkie. That talkie that Ant-Man does.
He can shut people up himself.
True.
True, but physically, like Draymond roughed him up. And Ant was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" I would have loved to have Rudy come over and be like, "Headbutt,
bing. Headbutt, don't do not that a headbutt,
bing, don't do that again." Straight up.
The way they shut people up is their defense. Jaden McDaniels,
exactly.
Naz Reid.
Alexander Walker, those kind of guys. Yeah,
that's how they shut people up. Why do you need to? I don't know. I just don't know.
We're going to revisit this, Cassidy. We're going to revisit this. You're going to come back. We're going to revisit me saying Rudy's going to have to do something just in case you hear rumors about Rudy on the trade block and then he goes to Miami or something. Then you're going to be like, Denny was right.
I would ask this, Cassidy, who's the biggest threat from the Mavericks getting back to the NBA Finals? Do you see them getting back to the Finals with their additions of Klay Thompson, Quentin Grimes, or is there a different team in the West, a la Minnesota?
Yeah, there's a lot of teams. Thunder, Nuggets, Timberwolves.
Thunder. I felt SGA should have been MVP last year, not Joker. That's just my opinion.
I had him 3.
You had SGA 3? Mm-hmm. And who was it more?
Behind Tatum? No.
Behind Joker. Behind Luka. And I was this close to putting Luka number 1.
I mean, Luka did.
Luka's a bad man, bro.
You look at the averages every time.
But SGA was phenomenal. That's what's so hard about. That's what was great about the league last year.
No, you look at the numbers.
I had a hard time putting Giannis number 4, but you look at Giannis's number and it was like, oh my gosh.
Hey, but I was trying to argue with Randy. Yeah. I was trying to argue with Randy. I was just like, he's talking about SGA. And he pulled up numbers. I was like.
Exactly.
But then we looked at Luka's numbers.
Triple-double, damn it, triple-double. My thing is, did you think at the beginning of the year that the OKC Thunder was going to have the number 1 spot in the West?
No, I know.
Nobody.
I get it.
Nobody.
No.
But this is why this is why when it comes to MVP, it's like what do you value more in terms it's not just stats. It's not just a storyline. It's not just team success. It has to be all of those. And then so you have to I'm going to pour this much in. I'm going to pour this. This is my vote. And this is how much I value this. This is how much I value this. And to me, that's where I develop a twitch in my eye during that time, legitimately, because sometimes there's just no right answer.
Anxiety.
Well, really? especially when you have the talent that's there, Joker, SGA, and Luka. You're like splitting hairs, really.
And I'll say Brunson too. Brunson last year.
Agreed. I had a really hard time not putting Brunson. But to leave
top 5 for sure, I put him top 5.
To leave Tatum off, we had talked about before, was also tough for me. So what I poured a little bit more in the team's success when it came to Tatum deciding between the two of them.
So if you had to call NBA Finals matchup right now, who do you got? Ooh. 2025 NBA Finals.
Really?
That's easy.
Right.
That's easy.
I would do
Okay,
Timberwolves
before you answer,
Celtics.
I want you to give me what you think realistically, and then you tell me a final
No,
match
the fact that you got. Oh, okay. I don't know.
like a fantasy match. Like I would like to see this match.
Timberwolves and Celtics would be the one that I'd be, I think is the possible one. The one that would it would be fun to see would be the Knicks and the. If we're purely with my heart. Purely with my heart, Knicks and Lakers. So we could do like maybe a swan song for LeBron and be done with it. But this is like, no.
I'm gonna play 48 minutes a night. Josh Hart.
You said it was not realistic. Not realistic.
Oxygen on the sideline. Listen, it's gonna be Minnesota and the Knicks.
Okay.
It's going to be Minnesota and the Knicks. Those are the two best teams, I think, loaded top to bottom. If those two teams don't make at least the Western or Eastern Conference Finals, something's wrong with them. So that's one step away from the NBA. They're talented enough. They have the defense. They have the coaching staff. I think it's just a matter of no one being injured.
And I'm so interested to see how that Team USA experience is going to
motivate Tatum.
No, impact Anthony Edwards. Because
it's going to impact him.
He's just so pure with his love and appreciation for being a star in this league. For someone who talks so much stuff, he's also like there's a humbleness to him, understanding his place. He made it a point to like always acknowledge that the big three on that team. In LeBron and Steph and KD. And there's just something to that, like especially young superstars to just to appreciate and to show respect in that regard and to feel like he was taking it as an advantage of an opportunity to learn so he could be better. And there's just something about that like really makes me feel good about him, being on his way to being one of the faces of the league.
So before we go to the last point, a few last points. If I had to ask you, because I always have this conversation with my friends all the time about like your top 5 like young players to kind of watch. Now, when I say young, you're still in their 20s, and like we're not picking LeBron, we're not picking Curry, we're not
under 25,
Kevin Durant. I would say
under 25.
20, but I don't know how old these guys are. So like 28. 7 below, but like just when you're not working, you're home watching the games, like you turn the TV on. I want to watch these 5 young players on the floor because they bring a lot to the table, to the game, and I'm a fan of what they do. So who are some players that you like to just watch on a regular basis, aside from Durant, Curry, and those LeBron's kind of guys?
You mentioned a couple already.
I mean, and Wemby.
Banchero.
I think this year I will. He'll be more appointment viewing. And
you got Ant, Wemby, Banchero, Luka. You still got Luka.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, we think that Luka's older. Luka's only 25. How old is he? Is he 26? He just. I'm not sure.
He's a baby, but he's been playing since he's 13. So it seems like a long.
Yeah, he's 25. That's crazy. And Tatum's only 26.
Babies. Yeah, so you can put Tatum in there. You can put I mean, these guys are they're ready. Zion? You put Zion in there?
No. That's not a hater. I just like
No, you don't like it?
I don't like getting no, it's not that I don't like his game. I'll tune in once he's on a stretch of being healthy and because like when he's good.
Yeah.
He's real good. And that's.
Did Cassidy go mute?
Did she? Yes, she did. Uh-oh.
She went mute. They said you talked about Zion. Mute her mic.
Zion cut you off.
No, I think I think those are my top 3. It's Luka, it's Wemby, and it's
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I got Ant if I did a 5, I got Ant, SGA, Bankero, Luca, and I can count Brunson, right? Brunson like 27, 28.
Yeah. Well, no.
Absolutely.
Yes, 28. Yeah, definitely Brunson.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Definitely Brunson. I hope Ja can recapture something.
Oh, he's gonna be fine. He'll be fine. He had a whole couple. He had a couple of months to sit, understand, get his mind right, get his body right, and to come back this year. Then you mentioned also to the USA team. USA is like AAU.
Yeah,
you get to go and play with some of the best players in the world. Share some best practices. Play with some of the best coaches in the world. Share some best practices. Every single player that has come back normally from the USA basketball has been a little bit better. Every single one. James Harden, Kyrie, Steph, LeBron back in the day with Kobe and D Wade and Bosh, all these guys that went to the USA, play for the USA team, came back a little bit better and came back with a swag.
I don't want people listening to this podcast think I don't like Shea. I would say my take to your question is more the OKC team as a whole than just Shea. Like Shea is obviously the star of that team, but I enjoy how they all work together.
100%.
More than just watching Shea.
So I want to go to WNBA real quick. Playoffs kick off this week. It was a lot going on this year. Apparently, because Clark is there now. Angel Reese, a lot of great talk about the rookies and just uplifting the sport, and everybody's watching now. AJ Wilson has had a career season, 1,000 points scored,
best player in the league, hands down.
Best player, MVP, hands down. I think hands down, rookie of the year, Caitlin Clark, just turning around the fever. And
also, it's unfortunate Angel got hurt, too.
True.
Get better, Angel.
Clark is in the rookie standings stats, number 1 in.
I wonder how many MVP votes she's going to get. Actually,
she should be unanimous, right? I would assume.
Because
you would assume
we keep talking. I mean, there could be some people being like, "She's the MVP of the league," because look at what she's doing for the league.
Yeah,
but
I'm waiting to see how many people the MVP, like how many. It should be unanimous with Asia.
It should be unanimous.
It should be unanimous. If it's not, I can't wait to see who decided.
Yeah,
who decided? No.
Find that one guy.
That person will go in hiding because it's just.
The WNBA is intriguing to me because of obviously we have to understand it's a business just like the NBA is a business,
and it has to be a business. That's how it grows.
You have to sell narratives. You have to sell personalities, etc. So you sell these things, and early on, I saw it in college. I saw it early on when Angels with LSU, Caitlin's with Iowa, and I saw it. I saw the exchanges. I saw how the college world was stirring the pot. So I said, "Oh, this is going to be easy when it comes to the WNBA because they can just line these folks up." But it reminded me of when Larry Bird and Magic came in.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that because for the kids that don't know.
That's what Kathy Engelbert said, by the way, and took a lot of heat.
Well, listen, because I am who I am, Denny Blanco. And that's the thing. I think she had to expound on it a little more, like in this particular instance. I think it's interesting because the media wanted this, set this narrative that it's, Larry Bird's the greatest. He's coming and he's here. And it was like they were trying to forget about, in the media, Magic Johnson. But his play was so good, they had no choice to make it Larry and Magic. Magic and Larry. They had no choice. He was just that good. And then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, who won Rookie of the Year? I think Larry Bird did. There was an award that Larry Bird won that Magic basically said, I didn't get voted for at all on. And he was just angry as hell. But to land the plane, Larry Bird and Magic. Larry won. I think they didn't even give any votes to Magic, and Magic's like, "Oh, is this what we doing?"
And Magic won the title that year too, by the way.
So, Randy, talk to me. Talk to me.
Hey,
won the chip that year as a rookie. So I land the plane with
only
saying,
player to win Finals MVP as a rookie.
thank you. Finals MVP as a rookie and didn't win Rookie of the Year.
crazy.
Having stated that, right? You look at this now, and then you have folks that are Caitlyn fans who want to say disparaging things about Angel, and they going back and forth. Guys, it's about the play. That's it. It's about the play. It's about these girls actually increasing the viewership. You got people that never watched WNBA before. Now they watch it. Now they're paying attention. And is that because of the play? Or is that a combination of the play along with the narrative being put together and it comes together in a synergy? Cassidy?
Unfortunately, people don't tune in to games because of narratives. Like they do they engage on social with the narratives, but you stick around because of the enthusiasm of the game. And in terms of Caitlin Clark, just to start with her, she's different. Like, in talking to a lot of people, one of my closest friends, assistant coach in the WNBA, and she just says it's an experience. All of her games are experience because she just plays the right way, and we saw that in college, and it's good. It's great. I mean, we've had a lot of stars in the WNBA, but I think it's just like we're at a time when women's sports is finally kind of caught up in terms of like skill development and personalities, young women finding confidence in being who they are. And and Caitlin just handles the spotlight really well. Like, I think Caitlin is a great ambassador for the game. Now it's tricky in this day and age where, you're supposed to, people expect you to be this spokesperson on all of these different topics when, I really appreciated Angel's response when she was asked about, what was going on in our political landscape. And she goes, I just don't know enough, because that is. But I think also, that's just these are social media savvy young people who have seen mistakes of others and have been taught, how do I handle this so I can just focus on getting better at my game or growing my brand or whatever. Like, they're being taught how to be professionals in several different ways. So I think like it's a really good time for the WNBA, and I feel like they're capitalizing on it, and they need to. Like, this is a business, just like the NBA is a business. And so there's aspects of it being a business that everyone needs to understand if you're trying to like have it flourish and thrive.
And quick shout out to number one, Paige
Beckers, yeah.
Number one, she gets it. Number one. Number two, shout out to Stewie.
Brianna Stewart.
Shout out to her because I thought her statement after the WNBA, I think you mentioned her name, Cassidy, after the WNBA commissioner mentioned
Kathy Engelbert. Yeah.
Yes. After her statement, the Stewie statement was brilliant. So I want to shout her out. There are people that just have the ability to share statements that just land on it, that are perfect. Randy.
And I think it's been a tale of like 2 seasons. The first half before All-Star it's like
for the Olympics.
From the Olympics and all that, it's like you start people trying to rough her up, and then they know she's like the Rolling Stones. They, like you said, it's an overall experience. I'm not the
Heatles.
I'm not the Heatles. I'm not playing against one player. I'm playing against 19,000 people. Everywhere I go, road games, home games, it's going to be sold out. People are watching, over 1 million people watching All-Star games and regular Saturday night games. She's bringing the viewership. And I just don't know in the beginning if people were really accepting that, like, oh, she's going to come in and blah, 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 and take my spot and being that jealous type. But I think as time goes on, All-Star after, I think it's been calmed down a bit, where even her play is better. She's getting 20.
So she needed that break. As much as people said she should have been on the Olympic team, I think it seems like she was very appreciative to have that time off. I mean, it's crazy to go from what she went through, the NCAA tournament right into the draft and right into the season. Like, think about where LeBron James is on a yacht right now. Like, even though he's going to have some time to rest, even with the Olympics. And so, I think it was important for Caitlin Clark, and you see it. You've seen it since.
And LeBron's been on a yacht since April.
As he should. The 55-year-old LeBron James, you're talking about 18 vitamins and minerals that he has to say his prayers. What is the Hulk Hogan phrase, Randy? You're the wrestling guy. Say your prayers, take your vitamins. Yeah, right. That's what Hulk said.
Yeah. But like, I think she really calmed down. She got acclimated, and from All-Star on, and just before it was like they weren't winning games. She looked lost out there. They were talking about the coach should get fired 5 games in. It's like, all right, we turn that around. As of right now, they're number 6 in the playoffs. I don't know who they're going to play.
I mean, they were the worst team in the league. That's how they got Caitlin Clark. She's not going to
turn them around like that, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, it's going to be. I'm excited for these playoffs because the WNBA, they have a lot of stars, and
they do.
However you feel on the controversy surrounding some of the racist, homophobic, sexist comments, which should never happen. Unfortunately, it's the world we live in, and it comes with more attention on the league. I think for the most part, the WNBA should just be celebrated, and the best way to do that is to watch the playoffs and see who wins, because the Aces could three-peat, but that Minnesota has looked like the best team all year, so we'll see.
So then, before you go. So Clark, number 1 in points as a rookie, number 1 in assists as a rookie, number 1 in 3 points as a rookie, most assists in a game, whether rookie or not, with 19. So she got that record. The most games of putting up 25 and 10 in history, and as a rookie or whatever. So it's like, this is year 1.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine
she's had a 35-point game, right?
35 career high recently. Just imagine the full training camp, time off, all that acclimation, and year 2, year 3, bro. This is gonna be. Listen, man. I'm glad she's there. Angel Reese is phenomenal. She had like a rebounding record, so she was doing some work too before the injury.
Yeah, the triple-double streaks that she was on. Yeah, she got the attention that she deserved too.
Yeah, and
you're gonna be surprised. There's a young lady gonna be here next year. I think maybe another year. Juju is coming.
Yeah.
I think the thing about the women's game is that like the college game is actually relevant, unlike the men's side. I mean, just
they're holding it. The WNBA, you have to wait. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you have to wait till June. 4 years?
3 years.
Well, Paige and Juju are going to be, in itself, going to be quite a show.
I think I saw it somewhere where they were saying, all right, Clark is Bird, Angels, Magic.
We don't need to do all that.
No, but they're saying Juju is Jordan. Juju's next. Jordan's coming.
Okay.
And when Jordan came on the scene and Magic Bird, our time is over.
I don't know. I mean, that's kind of disrespectful to like the legends that have already been in WNBA.
You see, no. In the last 3 years, have you seen Juju play?
Yes.
I think Juju has potential to be better than Caitlin, but that's just me.
But at the same time, Paige Beckers is coming off injuries and still looking like, I think people are forgetting about her because she's been hurt. But
injuries,
and she has star quality.
Yeah,
she does.
All right,
you're gonna see.
It's great. Basketball's in a good place.
And listen, for what I see with the records now, you might get Liberty and the Aces in round 2, and not even the finals. The way they have it now.
Right.
LA's Vegas is 4th, New York is 1. Liberty, great season. I hope they take it all, but you might that's a new format. You might get them in the conference semis as opposed to a finals. I'm like, okay, so that's a toss-up. I don't know who we're going to see.
Have you guys been to a Liberty game, by the way?
No, I need to.
No, you need to. The atmosphere is insane.
Yeah,
100%.
I put it up against the majority of the NBA atmospheres.
I gotta go.
It's So
Looks
fun.
like a party.
It's a party. It's a party. And they really do a great job. And they're filling it all the way up to the top.
No,
like,
Barclays is working.
Even like 3 years ago, when I went with my daughter, they had it tarped off.
Yeah.
And I went recently for the Aces game, and it was
during Fashion Week, right?
Sold out during Fashion Week. Sold out. Stars all on the sidelines. Ellie, their mascot was taking pictures with everyone. I've never seen a mascot on a celeb level like her.
Cass, when you know it's different when your wife comes to you and she says, "Are you an Ellie fan?" I say, "Excuse me? Who the hell is Ellie?" She's like, "You don't know who Ellie is?" I said, "No." She's like, takes out her phone and shows him like the mascot from the New York Liberty. That's who you're in love with. She's like, I love her. I love her. I said, "All right, it's a new day."
Yep.
Have you not seen her?
Yeah, of course.
Talented.
Ellie, that elephant. I'm just
Ellie B by the entrance. The
that
tunnel.
elephant.
She be there by the tunnel, the Snipes
but
tunnel.
That's what I'm talking about. The WNBA is doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, and also too, see how interesting it is that you see a mascot where half the NBA doesn't have any, and there was a time where the NBA it was a mascot heavy, and we all loved mascots, but now it's just like, mascot silly. WNBA is picking up on that. See that, right?
Yeah, but no one like Ellie. I don't know if anyone could rival Ellie.
Well, no, the Atlanta
all
Hawks.
you kids earmuffs, but I really want to know who's inside Ellie because like.
Oh, me too. I want to know who actually
is just peak entertainer.
The Atlanta Hawk has been doing work too the past couple of years. The Atlanta Hawk's seen a couple of things. I'm like, oh no, the Atlanta Hawk is killing it out here. So we're gonna see.
The WNBA, the NBA mascots have to like do half court shots. All Ellie has to do is take selfies in the stands.
She'd be dancing, twerking, all that. Like, oh shit, oh Ellie, they call me Big Ellie,
Ellie.
They call me Big Ellie. No silly. Yeah, I got you.
Cass, 2 more before I let you go. Unless Dennis got some more, he's more than welcome. Where are we? I thought I had it too.
It's all right.
I got it right. So, and this is right in the wheelhouse to the covering games and broadcasting. So NBA, they got some new deals coming in. Amazon, NBC, and they kept ESPN. They TNT. We love TNT, but that's not gonna be no more after this year. I was kind of worried. Like I wasn't really worried about ESPN leaving. I was like, oh man, they're gonna cut ESPN no more. Cassidy, nah, they can't do that. But they kept ESPN on board, added Amazon, NBC. What's your overall take on like this new time where sports is, maybe taking a step back from cable TV, but not going into the streaming like NFL with Prime and all these other things, but you got to download Peacock and it's a different time and era. Like, how do you feel about after next season, NBA is going on these new different platforms?
I mean, not to pat myself on the back, but like it was predictable even 10 years ago that it was going, when we went to this cord cutting a la carte and everyone's like, oh, I'm making it cheaper on myself. No, you're just paying for more and you're going to start paying for like this is a business. And so whatever it is, the opportunity to make the most money, that's what they're going to do. Cause they're having to pay for multi-billion dollar, deals. And the thing is that there really isn't anything like live sports, in terms of how people consume content, because you have to watch it live. And so that's why live sports are really one of the most valuable forms of media that there could possibly be, because everyone's on their own time, on their own algorithm, if you will. Whereas sports, they're on their own timeline, making it extremely valuable. And, it was pretty predictable that like we're going to find ourselves maybe one day having to pay even extra to watch, like we're seeing with the NFL, to just watch a regular season game because of, the excitement. All right, I guess I have to pay $5.99 to watch a Timberwolves Celtics
Yeah.
November game. Like it's gotten out of hand, but it's the arc of business. So what do I think of it? We'll see. Media changes so fast. Gotta pay attention to how it's changing. And this was pretty predictable. If you were paying attention.
Yeah.
Is the expectation. Is the expectation for NBA players to get supermaxes $370 million and nothing's going up? guys, Wemby's going to sign a $500 million supermax. Who's paying for that?
Look,
the NBA.
Look, we don't. When we start like digging into like a Will Smith's pockets or a George Clooney's pockets, like I don't see a difference. I don't see a difference between a movie star and a superstar athlete. So I guess it is what it is. Like people are going to games for these superstars. People watch these movies for these superstars. So I guess that's how I like.
Justify the number. I mean,
a little bit of me feels like some of it there should be some retribution to some of the like older players. There should be a bigger pot of this going to, the players who help build the league. But that's like way over my head in terms of understanding.
And I think for me, because I speak from an older generation, throwback where I grew up on NBA on NBC, and when they stopped in 2002 to go to ESPN, I was mad. I'm like, damn, why are you going to ESPN like and ABC and and I just never fell in love with ABC and stuff like that. And just hearing that TNT might be off the table for NBC, I'm like, damn, I like TNT now, but I don't want them to lose out. And like, can we all win? Can everybody get a little piece? But it was like, I'm not Adam Silver.
These are very complicated negotiations.
One idea, and I'm like, just now being able to see this new generation of players like the Ant-Mans and the Wembys and Lucas to be on NBC to give me that throwback kind of feel. It ain't gonna be like what it was in the '90s with Jordan, but it's like people wanted it back for the nostalgia. They want the music. They want the NBC.
This had nothing to do with it. It had everything to do with the NBC was willing to pay what they were willing to pay, and then also it's a network, and unfortunately TNT doesn't have network audience.
And they had the Peacock streaming backline, so it's like what the TNT have, I don't know, but I love Inside the NBA, great guys, Hall of Famers and everything, but it's like, if I have to cut that off to get a better experience on NBC that's going to last a bunch of years, then I'm going to go rock with that. Like, can they go on a different network? Sure. Like, I hope that's the plan. I don't know about that right now, but it was like, damn, man, I got to cut this one off to get NBC. But it's like, it was just a crazy time to follow up because you just did not know what was going to happen.
Oh, well, listen, with these television wars and these streaming wars, the bottom line for me, once the first time I heard Charles Barkley say, I've been here for 25 years. I ain't going nowhere. I said,
well, first he said he was going to retire, then he unretired. So he pulled off a Ric Flair real quick.
By the way, that pad of paper. Show me what's on that pad of paper for real.
Oh boy!
I'm going to show you 1 second. I'm going to retire, and then you realize they said, "Well, Charles, you want extra $50 million in your bank account?"
I said, "Nah, I got one more in me."
I got one more in me. Why not? Listen, I got nothing on this paper. But scratch stuff. I'm drawing. I'm seeing the Knicks. When you went off in your tangent, I had to write the Knicks down. I said, "Oh no, Drew Holiday. Oh no, Dane. Oh, Sixers. So yeah. So
I appreciate it. I appreciate you taking notes.
I take notes and doodle. Yeah, doodle during the conversation, so I don't miss anything. And we're always happy to have you, Cassidy.
So speaking of notes, real quick. Speaking of notes, I do want to say, I think it's the last point, and I'll say, whenever I do see Cassidy at the Garden, I can never catch up with her because she's always so busy, respectfully. But whenever I
Swiss Army knife.
But whenever I see her, she's writing down a whole bunch of stuff. I know she got to talk on TV, and she got a bunch of notes. And I know NBA is coming up. But I know they have their off season. They go vacation. They do this. They do that. They work out and they come back for a training camp. But I'm pretty sure the broadcasters and people who cover it have like their own time to like get away and recharge the battery. Like what is a an off season like for you? And I always keep hearing, well, it takes 20 games for a team to get acclimated and get into their stride. Like how long does it take for someone like you to get back to used to everything, the traveling, the covering teams? Because that's a pretty hard job, but you make it look so easy.
Oh, please. Thank you. That's kind of you. No, it's hard. I don't know. I had a rough start to the season last year, but I also had like a challenging year altogether. But you know, I don't know. I don't know how long it takes. I just know when I'm kind of out of that fog, it feels good. But then, and I can hit a groove. Usually, I would say probably by like January.
Okay. Right after Christmas. Okay.
Yes, January into
first 20 games
into All-Star is when I'm starting to like, build on my flow and rhythm, because it's hard because I'm flying into different cities. I have different teams. I'm catching up on them. It always, like, even if I'm constantly reading, it feels like I'm playing catch up every game.
Always something new.
So, and like, I don't get to spend time around these teams like beat writers or reporters get to do. So, and being able to talk to these players is like the essence of my job. So it's kind of, until I have 1 or 2 or 3 games with a team, it feels like I'm, really I'm like over my skis a bit. But, being year 10 now, there's a lot of things like I feel like are now established in me. So, and
congratulations, man. 10
thank
years
you.
is 10 years. Congratulations.
Thank you. On sidelines, I think I just had my, what did I just have? My year 14 at ESPN. So,
wow.
Yeah, thanks. I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is not me. This is not. It's in the game giving props when it's just like, oh, just give props. No, you have to understand how many layoffs.
Oh yes.
Too many.
Wait. Don't say that out loud because I'm still like.
Your girl is surviving.
That's just. If you ask me to sum up my career, it's surviving.
There you go.
Dancing.
That's it. And we love survivors here. It's in the Game podcast.
That's
you
right.
never know what you have to do. You got family. You got your business. You got to learn how to do you got to travel.
That's a fact.
And all of that. Yeah. And you're juggling and you're still there. Please, that is not something easy. You are doing the work.
Daddy, don't make me cry.
Oh, man.
Like Denzel Washington.
We already talked about we're 3 middle-aged people. I'm about to hit the big 4-0. I'm reflecting back. I just can't. You don't make me.
You need it. Cry. You need it. So you can go around and tell your friends.
I used to be the young one.
You need this to go around and tell your friends it's in the game. They're about their business.
There you go.
They don't play no games. Yeah. They're in it to win it, and they want to make you feel the best you want to be. That's it.
So even a year of 10, you can't tell them, don't send me to no Portland, send me to Orlando instead.
No. She said no.
I don't know how many Portland games we're going to be having on our air this year, so I don't have that problem.
One with LA or somebody.
Don't send me to the Clippers' new. Oh, that's right. They got a new stadium coming up.
Yeah, I want to see that. Get into it. Let's go.
That's right. Into an arena.
Dome.
Oh boy, dome.
A lot of money.
Arena is like, you got some bread. Dome is like, oh, you got super bread. Like, that's crazy. First time ever happening. That's gonna be something crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited. That big screen looks intense.
They got you working on Christmas or no?
Yeah, but I don't know yet. I don't have my schedule yet.
Oh.
So we'll see. I'll probably have that Celtics Sixers game, but we'll see.
Over Knicks and Wemby?
I would love to stay home.
Yeah, that's down the block for you.
But I don't look. The reason why I'm surviving advancing out here, I don't get in other people's business.
Head down, mind my business. I love it.
Wherever you send me, I'll go. Oh, you want me to go to Memphis on a Friday night? Sure, no problem. I go to Memphis. I'd rather be in LA, but I go to Memphis.
Right.
Dennis, any more you got for Cass before she has out?
No, I landed the plane with me just giving her love. And it's shining light because, again, you don't have to be here, but you're choosing to. You're not, worried about the numbers and this and that. It's the relationship. It's what you enjoy to do, and we thank you. So thank you so much for taking time to speak with us today. Appreciate it.
Without a doubt. My people.
That's right. Cassidy Hubbarth, ESPN, It's the Game podcast. Thank you, Cassidy. Enjoy the season. Stay safe out there, healthy, and hopefully we get the New York Knicks in the finals for 2025. And it got you on ABC. ESPN
not against the Lakers, though. You guys don't want that.
No, I'll take Minnesota. I'll take OKC. I'll take the Mavericks. That'd be nice. I'll take Phoenix. Something like that. A little warm.
You'll just take being in the finals. So
I'll take
leave it at
the
that.
Knicks in the finals against anybody. Give me Utah. I don't care as long as I'm there. So, good luck to you this season. Much love to you and the family. I know we'll chop it up real soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Podcast.
All right.